Hey guys, this is Travis from the Third Gear Speed Shop with a final video on the Banjo Matthews stock car. First, I just want to thank everybody that responded to my last video. I was having a few issues with some painting questions, and you guys chimed in, and there was a bit of a discussion about it, as there always is about painting and sanding, wet sanding, polishing, and all that. So I appreciate it. I actually ended up clear coating over the decals after polishing the kit, after polishing the paint, and just stopped there because I didn't really want to push my luck. The paint came out okay. There's a little bit of a texture in the clear, but after all, this is a stock car. It's not a show car, and you know, it's not a horrible paint job. It's not the best paint job. So I was decently happy with the way things came out, and you know, the decals didn't get messed up after the clear went on. So I just sort of I didn't test fate, and I just left it the way it is. So you'll be able to see some of the texture in the paint when I do some close-ups. But anyway, it's finished. I built this one for my dad, and like I said in the first video on this build, he remembers watching this car in 1958 here in Asheville, North Carolina. And the baseball team, they did not have a baseball team from 56 to 58. So there was a asphalt track around the bases at the ball field, and they ran stock cars on it. Ned Jarrett, Ralph Earnhardt, Dickie Plemons, Banjo Matthews were just a handful of some of the legends that raced on the ball field. And in 1958, Banjo Matthews won, I think it was 16 straight races. I mean, he was just dominant. And my dad remembers going to watch every single one of those races. So in this car. So I had a handful of black and white photos that I used to replicate the car, and I think it came out pretty good. I'm happy that it's done. It took me quite a while. I started back in January, and you know, worked on it off and on. I did 2 builds between the start of this and the completion of this, so you know, it wasn't a full 7 months working on it. But at the same time, you know, it did take a long time, and I did take my time mostly researching and just finding out what exactly was done. And I want to give a big shout out to Ron Kuhn at Ron Kuhn Resins. The build really wouldn't have been right without these wheels and tires. And it's an artillery style 37 rim from like a 37 pickup, but the Revell 37 Ford would have been a okay candidate, but not exactly perfect. So these wheels really fit the bill, and I appreciate that that offering from Ron Kuhn, as well as the resin tires. They're a set. So what else can I say about the kit? It's a combination of 37 Ford truck parts and the 40 standard coupe. I've scratch built my own, if you can see, probably can't see in there, but I scratch built my own headers. I made some ribbed water hoses, fuel filter. What else? The little stack here is scratch built roll cage. If we can see inside the cockpit, or I'm sorry, the driver's side. Can't really tell what's going on too much in there, but Scratch built the roll cage and the seat. There's a gas tank back there, jerry can, and let's see, it's got the stock 40 Ford in it, single carb. Scratch built the radiator. Used the top part off of a 1/24 scale. I don't even know, maybe a 40, maybe 40, maybe something else, I'm not quite sure, but I Scratch built the rest of it. And the hood is 37 Ford. Let's see if we can get a better detail of the better shot of the interior. Maybe not. Anyway, I'm going to be taking this to Atlanta, so if you want to see it closer, you can see it there. There's some of the detail in the engine. I can't take the hood off because I've got this this piece of wire here that right here, if you can see in this wire is like a hood tie down, and they would have probably used some sort of wire, or I guess it was before bungee cords, but they would have probably used like baling wire or something like that to keep the hood down. Like I said in one of the other videos, I had to rework the cowl to accept the 37 Ford hood. And you know, it's a little rough around the edges if you look at it real close. The I had a little bit of an issue with gluing this half windshield in. It was a little hard to get just half the windshield in, but came out pretty good. Not the best, but it's in there. And I'm really happy with the way the roll cage came out and the way it sort of you know, is really snug against the A-pillar. Took me 2 tries to get that right, but I'm happy with the way it came out. But yeah, it's finished. I'm pretty happy with it, and it's time to move on to the next build. So it was a long build. It was sort of a pet project for my dad, and like I said, you know, I took my time with it, did the best I could, and while it's not perfect, it'll do. So time to move on. Next build. I'm not quite sure. I've got some ideas of what I want to build next. It's probably going to be a hot rod of some sort, so stay tuned and I'll let you know. It's October's coming up, so thinking maybe something Halloween-y. I'm not sure, but I might just jump into another project. I might take some time to think about it. Not quite sure, but anyway, I got the workbench, the bench cleaned off and ready for the next build. So hope you guys are having a good weekend, and if you guys in Florida, thinking about you and sending thoughts your way with the storm approaching. So if everyone is all my subscribers and followers who are in Florida, just know that we're thinking about you, and stay safe. All right, guys, till next time, thanks for watching.